Before I do the rake detail, I'm going to install a piece of fascia trim, just so that we can see what it looks like with pre-painted steel on both fascia and the roof. With the fascia trim installed, now we can go and mark the roof for the installation of the rake trim. This is a trim that uses a Z-bar, attaches to the Z-bar, and comes down the fascia. It's available in different sizes. And what I've done is I'm going to put it in place, make my marks with a Sharpie, remove it, and then install the Z-trim. With all of the panel and the transition flashing installed, we've moved on to the rake trim. We've installed 2 pieces of fascia just to give you an idea of how it looks with all surfaces covered. And now we're going to talk about the rake trim just a little bit. The rake trim is installed on top of a Z-trim. I'm just going to take this piece off and show it to you. You can see here that I've installed a piece of Z-trim from top to bottom, and that the rake trim has clipped onto it like this. Even though it's clipped onto the Z-trim, it still needs to be fastened on the face of the molding. It's important to note that when you use screws through the face of the trim, the likelihood of oil canning increases significantly. Another option is to use a cleat, which is installed behind the trim and clips into the drip edge. I'm going to show that to you now. The offset cleat is the preferred method. It's clean, it avoids oil canning, and it's extremely effective against wind uplift. It's clipped here on the Z, and it's clipped into an offset cleat. I'm going to remove this just to show you what the cleat looks like. You can see a 2-foot piece of perimeter cleat that I'm using just as an example. Ordinarily, it would go around the perimeter of the house. With the face of the trim clipped into the cleat and the top of the trim clipped into the Z, you have a hidden fastener, extremely secure way of installing your rake trim. Thanks very much for watching, and if you have any questions, please reach out to your All-American Steel rep or shoot us a note through social media.